In this video, we'll install all the Pilot components we need for our work. First, let's download them. Go to the Pilot Download Center. Enter this address in the address bar. If you've accidentally ended up on the Russian website, click here to switch the language. Here you can see all the Pilot installation files and also some documentation. The first thing we need to download is the Pilot server. Then we'll download Pilot My Admin. After that, we need a client app. You can choose Pilot Ice Enterprise, Pilot ECM, or Pilot Ice if you prefer the simplest option. For our lessons, we'll install Pilot Beam. In the Additional section, you can find demo bases and the basic set of reports. These components are also included in the Pilot server installation package. We will also need some plugins later. The module for creating new projects and defining data storage structures within a project. If you need other plugins or apps, you can find them here anytime. I've already downloaded the installation files to save the lesson's time. When you download them, you'll need to unpack them. Each archive contains just one file. I've already unpacked them all. Now we are ready to start the installation. Note that you must have administrator rights. Let's start with Pilot Server. The Installing Pilot Server window appears. In this field, we define the installation path. Here you set the port numbers for connecting users to the server via HTTP and HTTPS. In this field, you need to set a password for the administrator. This account will have the ability to grant admin rights to other users and configure the system. For our first login, we'll use this account. Let's enter a password. Click Accept and Install. You don't need to adjust any additional settings during the installation. All the necessary components for database management will be installed. As you can see, the installation of Pilot Server was completed successfully. Click Ready. Now we need to install the Pilot My Admin component, which allows us to interact with the server and configure it. There are even fewer settings here. Actually, only one, to define the installation folder. Click Accept and Install. We will not launch Pilot My Admin yet, so I'll uncheck this option. Click Ready. The next component to install is the program for full text search. This component requires a license, so it's better to install it after connecting the license file to your server. You can install this program without the license. It won't cause any issues. But the component won't work without the license. We'll install this component right now. As before, specify the installation folder and click Accept and Install. Wait for the installation to complete and click Ready. Please note that the server components must be installed on your server. Other components, such as Pilot My Admin, can be installed either on the server or on the administrator's computer. It is not so important. The final component we'll install is a client app. I will use the maximum configuration, Pilot Beam. It contains functionality of all the components, Pilot ECM, Pilot Ice, and Pilot Ice Enterprise. It's important to mention that Pilot Beam doesn't work without connecting the license file. So, if you don't have a license and want to try working in the Pilot system, you can use one of the lighter components, Pilot ECM, Pilot Ice, or Pilot Ice Enterprise. For example, with Pilot Ice Enterprise without a license, 2 users can work simultaneously if the system is deployed on Windows, and 5 users can do so on Linux. I have a license file, so I will install Pilot Beam. It will take some time. Let's uncheck the Run Pilot Beam option. Since we haven't set up the system yet, there is no point in launching it now. Click Ready to finish the installation. The installation of the pilot components has been finished.